The 80s were quite a special time for Weekly Shonen Jump. It was the decade that gave birth to lots of iconic series which many would consider classics today. Among those, however, were some real hidden gems which unfortunately fell through the cracks and into the realm of obscurity. One such series is the one we'll be discussing today, known as Moeru Onii-san, or The Burning Wild Man. It was created by Tadashi Sato and ran in the magazine from 1987 to 1991. Just prior to creating the series, Tadashi Sato worked as an assistant to Motoei Shinzawa, the creator of the more notorious High School Kimengumi. This may help explain the similarities between their art styles and comedic structures. Only 1 year after its publication, in 1988, it received a 24-episode TV anime and 2 OVAs animated by the newly formed studio Pierrot, which by that point had only 9 years of experience under its belt. The story follows a young man named Kenichi Kokuho, whose fate is changed forever by his irresponsible father's unexpected sneeze, which led to him being dropped in a river as a baby and raised in the wilderness by a creepy old hermit. Kenichi eventually finds out about his origins and proceeds to reunite with his family in the city. However, his feral upbringing often comes in conflict with the norms of civilized society, which leads to comedic and most of the time outrageous situations. That is but the basic outline of the story, but believe me when I tell you, there's a lot more to unpack when it comes to this series. Not only does Kenichi have to adapt to societal norms, but also to all the wacky characters living in the city, such as the son of a prestigious Yakuza family who is also a massive edgelord, a self-absorbed narcissist who desperately seeks validation from Kenichi's sister, and last but not least, a guy who believes himself to be American and roleplays as a Fist of the North Star character.
人呼んでロッキーの自由なる戦いの応援歌。この踊りは相手の事情に構わず曲が一通り終了するまで続けられた。
With such a colorful cast of characters, you can obviously expect the series to get weird. And that's a good thing, as it works amazingly in its favor. Comedy is the main appeal here, and the series excels in most fields, but more notably visual comedy. Characters constantly shift proportions from chibi to normal size, all depending on the situation they find themselves in.
それにしてもヒドウ君がそんなにアイスクリームに目がないなんて知らなかった。
何？キッタハッタの生活をやってるとつい甘いもんに心のピースを求めちゃうもんですよ。親父、あと20個。
Sometimes Kenichi's design becomes extremely merle, of course parodying the abundance of testosterone seen in Jump at the time.
ポリシーとは、その人の考え方や方針などのことで、どんなに変なこともこの一言で人を納得させることのできる重宝な言葉だ。
There's a gag where someone rewinds time using a master tape of the show. The comedy here is absurd, but it's an endearing type of absurd. Things like destroying the entire school in a dodgeball match or holding a wrestling competition for the last piece of steak seem to be regular occurrences in this city. An interesting side note about the TV series is that it took over Kimagure Orange Road's time slot when that series ended. Both series were directed by Osamu Kobayashi, and if you pay close attention, you'll notice that Kimagure Orange Road characters make some small cameo appearances in several episodes. The series composer, Koji Makaino, also composed for Rose of Versailles, Magical Angel Creamy Mami, and Bubblegum Crisis, among others. His musical talent really does shine through in several scenes, making his adaptation even more enjoyable to watch.
正義の使者お兄さんマンただいま参上。
もうやだ、なぜ
Another thing I found to be nice was a segment called the Moeru Onii-san Corner, where viewers could submit pictures of their hot-blooded siblings for the entire world to see. I wish more shows nowadays did little contests like these to engage with their audience, but I suppose the rise of social media made the whole thing lose its novelty. The series was also popular enough to get an NES game. It wasn't anything to write home about, but it did manage to stay faithful to the source material while also providing an interesting blend of gameplay elements. All in all, the main takeaway is, there is a lot to explore when it comes to this franchise. While it may not be as fondly remembered as its contemporaries, I do believe Kenichi earned his spot, right there next to the likes of Goku, Kenshiro and Seiya.